Pass, yeah. I wouldn't say. I mean, we've just learnt so much about ourselves as a coaching group, a playing group. The playing group, I reckon, have learnt so much about themselves, individually, collectively, how we want to play. I mean, it was just the year of firsts. I mean, first time Bock and Brown had played together and all those type of things, and Ablett on board with Riscatelli. So, I mean, we had to go through the growing pains, if you know what I mean. We picked a side to win. We expected to win. And then you start and you're 7 goals down and you've got to play catch-up football. And so that wasn't a pleasant taste in your mouth, if you know what I mean. But no real disappointment. Probably the major disappointment for me was obviously to see Josh Caddy. We struggled to get through a pre-season, and just when we thought we were going to get him right, then he went down again, and so he missed the majority of the season.
On hands and knees, Gilby got it out to Stanley. Wide to Caddy, off the left boot. Caddy! Gibson went back, but he was too late. It's a goal to Caddy.
Not being a smarty pants, but I did say, and no matter what I say prior to the game against Carlton, the blokes would be running around like headless chooks, and that's what we did. That's how we played. I mean, you know, the North game, we were flat. The Sydney game, we were flat out here in front of our home crowd. We passed the test against Collingwood, passed the test against St Kilda, and, you know, a kick here or there and all that sort of stuff. We're half a chance to beat St Kilda, I thought, and that's when they were just starting their run of, you know, consecutive wins, you know, and so then we played Brisbane, and you know, and obviously it was just a lack of effort in those 3 games. That's why you get disappointed. It was just a lack of effort, you know. Even I thought our effort against Geelong, I know that will sound silly, we got whacked, but at least the boys were actually having a crack down there. But it was just the perfect storm.
From it, but now, gee, that was good poise. He knew what he was doing. Just got away, had a look, and made his decision. He's going to be a class player for a long time.
What you get out of it is an experience. You got some learning, you know. And again, if you don't learn from the previous week, well, then it is a failure. You haven't got better. Because you could see the small gains these players were making individually as young footballers. But that's not to discount the efforts of, you know, Gary Ablett as our captain, Nathan Bock as our vice-captain, Campbell Brown when he was fit, Josh Fraser going forward, all those sorts of things. You saw those blokes grow as well.
To Hunt, to Swallow on the burst.
Tricky to goal here.
Yeah, he's got Fraser on his own, and Josh should run in and kick that goal. Lines it up. Well done. That's called coast to coast.
Have they done that before?
You've got to make sure that you're going to give yourself a better than even chance of success. And obviously, meeting Carmichael when you first met him, you knew that he was never going to leave a stone unturned to make sure that he was going to be a success, because he's such a driven individual, he's such a professional. And then on the field, you just see him, like the young kids, slowly develop into this, probably from a bash and crash defender. He's understanding that better, but now also having the confidence to go and get after the footy. His quick hands, his sidestep, and really start to get involved in our offensive football has been first rate.
Handball down, Hunt came in solid and got up solid. Look at that.
From my point of view, he played more games than I thought he was going to do was Seb Tape. I mean, he's probably cut from the old defensive cloth of, you know, he'll stick to his man, you know, like Sticky Tape, and hence his nickname of Sticky Tape. But he, offensively, he still needs to understand the game and find the footy and use the ball better and all those sorts of things. But defensively, for he's such a young kid, I thought some of his roles, he played on Adam Goods in our win up in Greater Western Sydney, played on him out here at Southport and did a really good job as well. He really fought above his height and weight division and did really well. They know about Zach Smith in the ruck. They know about Trent McKenzie's long left foot. They know about David Swallow's ability to break away from packs. Dion Presti's ability to do likewise. Brandon Matera's, if you give him time and space, look out. All those type of things. So the opposition will know that. So they'll start to cover and suffocate their strengths. So it's going to be harder on them. And so that's why this pre-season's about us stepping up and going again and taking another step forward. Because if we sit back and be comfortable with that, we'll get gobbled up like any opposition side.
Crummer needed for the Suns. And if you need a Crummer, you get Ablett.
Yeah. Stop it.
Man, he is the man for all occasions. What a player, what a goal.
He didn't do a pre-season you'd be proud of. And again, it wasn't his choice. He got very frustrated with that, frustrated with his body, because he couldn't be out there, you know, being the leader he wanted to be. And so for him then to play the season he did, never seen it before. I would have thought he would have gone into a hole halfway through the season, and he come out, and as I said, I still look at that Adelaide game with no real foundation as far as a pre-season. Cook with a flu all week, travelled to Amy Stadium, and 43 possessions or 41 possessions and 4 goals with a runny nose. I just don't know how he did it.
On the game in that third term, 8 goals for the quarter, and they lead by 30
there's just more media, there's more crowd, probably more expectation, all those more things, but coaching's still coaching. 18s, VFL, and then at AFL. As I said, there's more pressure, and there's just because it's more scrutiny, more people. There's just more people involved. But you want to give them a goal, you want to give them a target, you want to give them hope, and as I said, that's what coaches do. We're dealers in hope. The balance of youth versus maturity. I would think out of the trade/draft period, we'd be looking for some more mature players. But at pick 4, you'd hopefully get a good young kid. That's for sure. Everyone will look at the win-loss columns as they all do, of course, and that looks like a fail. But to me, the growth in the group was fantastic from the early part of the season, where I think on average our losing margin was 67 points. We'd got it down to 36, so 6 goals. So we'd made 5-goal improvement in half a season. So from my point of view, that was pleasing. I think we've learned a lot out of the year. So from my point of view, just a massive tick.
AFL win, and it's one we will never forget.